A lot of women be thinking that they be doing men favors, right? So have you ever heard a woman say, "Oh yeah, girl, I just settled for him. He wasn't even my type." Let me tell you something about men. Men don't want y'all favors, right? And the worst thing that you can do to a man that they just really don't like is sit up there and act like you settled for this man. Because a man coming in your life and making your life better by helping to pay bills, by being there for you emotionally, by supporting you, all these things that you expect a man to do, he's also adding value to your life. So how dare you say that, "Oh, I just settled for him"? No, leave him alone. Let him find a woman that will value him, and then you go be with somebody else that may be settling for you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be settled for. They don't like that idea. But in this case specifically, when we're just talking about men, yeah, we don't want to hear that you settle for us, that we were the runner up, we were the or even like we're the safe choice. Everyone wants to be wanted. They want to be that person's person. That's usually the dream. That's usually the idea. But if we're being realistic, when we all have these varying degrees of our list and things that we demand or things that we truly want in a partner, we're all settling, right? That's a hard conversation to understand or to just sort of accept. At some point in time, we're all settling for, you know, one another. So before we do a deeper dive into this, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the video if you're so inclined. I appreciate all the love and support this channel is gathering. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. And it looks like in a couple of days we have to get rid of the sticky series, but um, it is what it is. It had to end at some point in time, right? So yeah, let's go. Let's play this one again.
I need y'all to get yourselves together. So I think that a lot of women be thinking that they be doing men favors, right? So have you ever heard a woman say, "Oh yeah, girl, I just settled for him. He wasn't even my type"?
Yeah. So what we hear about this, there's so many varied reasons why women get with men, and being his type or not, that comes into it. Money comes into it. Depending where they are in their life comes into it. So we often see, that sort of often that physical imbalance, right? She's too pretty for him, but maybe he caught her on an off day, on a low self-esteem day, and it is a settle. But for all the other reasons, it makes sense for them to be together. But when that is sort of being the thing that's voiced, hey, I wanted this type of man, but I settled for this. Or, more sort of worrisome is when you marry someone and you let them know that this was not my choice, right? Or not that you say it, but your actions let people know. Your actions let your spouse know that this isn't where you want to be. This is just currently where you are. And because of circumstances, decisions you made earlier in life, this is the best you think you can do. I had a coworker who, he's 28 years old, and he had like almost like a terrible attitude. He didn't really know, he couldn't really read the room. He didn't really get social cues. He didn't understand that you're annoying people, that you are intrinsically annoying. To the point of like, yeah, we may need to just like give us each like give you everyone a timeout from you. He would jump in conversations, especially when other women around, and he would say just kind of off the cuff rude things, and we all just look like, "Yo, don't you understand like what's happening here?" But he was married, and he was describing her, his situation to us, and he said that he didn't know how he got so lucky, how she was just, she's complete out of his league. And we're listening, and then turns, she's 41 years old, already has two kids, right? And he has this six-figure job, and he doesn't understand some of the dynamics that's probably at play here. And we're all just giving the look like, okay, right? You quite possibly could be who she settled for, right? And that's not saying that, these things can't work, but as long as other both parties make, the other feel like they belong, feel like they're wanted there, then that's fine, right? That's fine. As long as you both have made that conscious decision, you're choosing each other, then it's fine. But what we see a lot of is the opposite, especially when things get heated, when arguments and tempers flare, when the heat is hot, right? That's when some of these things come out, and it's let people be known that, yeah, you never someone I really wanted to be with. You were just the convenient choice.
Let me tell you something about men. Men don't want your favors, right? And the worst thing that you can do to a man that they just really don't like is sit up there and act like you settled for this man. Because a man coming in your life and making your life better by helping to pay bills, by being there for you emotionally, by supporting you, all these things that you expect a man to do, he's also adding value to your life.
So regardless of whether or not I am your type, right? I'm still having to do the things you expect me to do. I am adding value to your life, and then to hear that you were settled for, I think it strikes at what men are usually sort of upset about. Like, we want to feel appreciated, and it's something that we constantly don't. And this, again, this is a conversation I had a couple of days ago. Well, yeah, usually that's the thing men sort of go at and say, I just want to feel appreciated in the relationship. It's very easy for the monthly things to get, sort of pulled into the ether, into the cosmos, become white noise. You pay the bills, right? Say you pay rent, you pay the mortgage. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? We hear all this breakdown of uh, uh, even if you're not doing 50-50, a man's supposed to pay the mortgage. There was a trend going around where women were saying to their husbands or boyfriends that, hey, I can't pay the rent this month. I can't pay the mortgage this month. And the ones that people really gravitated and loved were the ones where the man was like, you never do that. You absolutely never do that. So the problem is that's easily goes into the background. When you don't know, or the first and the 15th of the month mean absolutely nothing to you because you're with someone that takes care of that, sort of in terms of homes and housing, it's easy just to have that expectation that it's always going to be done because it has historically always been done. But that is when things sort of fall into that pattern of like, yo, you don't appreciate this because it's out of your, it's just, it's white noise now. In the same vein, when men come home and the house is clean, well, you stop appreciating what it took to clean that up. You don't even appreciate the type of mess or how you contribute to said mess. But when things are constantly done, you don't really see that appreciation being there. But keeping it with the men, as this video is about, when you're telling a man that is still doing for you that you settle for him, it's crushing. It's absolutely crushing. So if you are just looking to do someone a favor by being with them, by dating them, you may want to just say, listen, let me find someone I'm going to appreciate so they never have to feel that sting of not being appreciated. Because unfortunately, and men, you can back me up in the comments, this is something that we often see. This is something we often face. So yeah, I don't want you to do me a favor and date me and be with me because, you're magnanimous today. Don't do that. Just find someone that you actually appreciate, that you will continue to appreciate, and it's easy for you to appreciate. I think we'll all be better off. But in reality, if we all have laundry lists of things that we want in a partner, potential partner, yeah, there's going to be things on that list that are ridiculous. There's going to be things on that list that we have to sort of check off. Especially the older we get, the more set in our ways we get, the less appealing we may be to the sexual market. We have to start realizing that I'm not going to get everything I want. And by definition, isn't that settling? Let me know.